If you're a man over 50 and you feel like your strength is slipping away faster than it should, you're not imagining it. You're not suddenly lazy, broken, or doing something wrong. There are real biological reasons this happens, and once you understand them, you can slow it down, stop it, and in many cases, reverse it. My name is Luis. This channel is about living strong, capable, and independent into your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Not just being alive, but actually able to move, lift, think, and live on your own terms. No gimmicks, no hype, no nonsense. Just what actually works. Today we're talking about why men over 50 lose strength so fast, and more importantly, what you can do about it. The real reason strength drops after 50, and it's not age alone. Most men think strength loss is just getting older. That's only partially true. Aging itself isn't the main problem. Muscle disuse and metabolic shutdown are. After 50, your body becomes brutally efficient. If you don't demand strength, your body removes it. Muscle is expensive tissue. It burns energy, requires maintenance, and demands recovery. If your body decides you don't need it, it starts breaking it down. This process is called sarcopenia, and it accelerates with every decade after 40. But here's the key point most people miss. Sarcopenia is use-dependent, not inevitable. The men who keep strength later in life didn't stumble into it by accident. They kept giving their body a reason to hold on to muscle. Hormones matter, but not how you think. Yes, testosterone declines with age. That's real. But the drop is gradual, not a cliff. What actually causes rapid strength loss is the combination of lower testosterone, higher insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, poor sleep, inadequate protein. Together, these create a perfect storm where your body struggles to build or even maintain muscle. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Many men over 50 are eating like sedentary teenagers and training like cardio addicts. That combination signals the body to preserve fat and sacrifice muscle. Muscle doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes quietly when the environment no longer supports it. Strength loss starts in the nervous system, not the muscles. This is critical and rarely discussed. Strength is not just muscle size. Strength is neural efficiency, how well your brain communicates with your muscles. If you stop lifting, pushing, pulling, or carrying challenging loads, your nervous system downshifts. Motor units stop firing efficiently. Coordination drops. Force production weakens. That's why men can lose strength faster than they lose visible muscle. The wiring goes first. The fix? You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. You need regular resistance progressively applied. This is why simple tools like resistance bands, adjustable dumbbells, or even controlled bodyweight movements are so effective when used consistently. I personally use basic equipment at home, and I've linked what I use in the description for anyone who wants something simple and practical. Why just walking isn't enough anymore? Walking is great. It's underrated. It should be part of your life. But walking alone does nothing to preserve strength. After 50, your body needs load tension, effort against resistance. Walking improves cardiovascular health and insulin sensitivity, but it does not challenge muscle fibers enough to maintain strength. Think of walking as maintenance for your heart. Strength training is maintenance for your independence. If you want to be able to get off the floor, carry groceries, climb stairs, or prevent falls, you must apply resistance, even if it's light at first. Protein intake drops too low without men realizing it. Another major contributor to strength loss after 50 is insufficient protein, especially per meal. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. That means you actually need more protein, not less, to stimulate muscle maintenance. Many men are barely hitting 60 to 70 grams a day when they should be closer to zero point 0.7 or zero point 0.9 grams per pound of lean body mass. And just so we're clear on what that means, lean body mass is simply everything in your body that is not fat. It includes your muscles, bones, organs, and water. When I say protein should be based on lean body mass, I'm talking about feeding the tissue that actually keeps you strong and functional, not body fat. So if a man weighs 200 pounds, but about 30 pounds of that is body fat, his lean body mass is roughly 170 pounds. That's the number protein should be based on, because muscle is what needs the raw material. Fat doesn't. That's why protein requirements go up, not down, as we get older. Protein is not optional after 50. It is structural maintenance. Without adequate protein, strength training becomes far less effective, like trying to repair a house without lumber. Why consistency beats intensity now? In your 20s and 30s, you could train hard, disappear for weeks, and bounce right back. After 50, however, consistency beats intensity every time. Your joints, connective tissue, and recovery systems need predictable, repeatable signals, not heroic workouts followed by long layoffs. Short, regular sessions using basic tools work better than occasional all-out efforts. That's why I recommend keeping things simple and accessible. When equipment is easy to use, you're far more likely to stay consistent. Again, the specific tools I personally use are linked in the description for convenience. Nothing fancy, just effective. Strength loss accelerates when body fat rises. Excess body fat isn't just extra weight. It's metabolically active tissue that increases inflammation and insulin resistance. Higher insulin levels blunt muscle protein synthesis. Chronic inflammation interferes with recovery. Together, they can create an environment where muscle loss accelerates. This is why strength loss often speeds up right when men gain weight in their 50s. The metabolic environment has changed. Reducing processed carbohydrates, prioritizing protein, and maintaining some level of resistance training dramatically slows this process. The psychological trap that speeds decline. Here's a hard truth. Many men subconsciously accept weakness as normal after 50. They stop challenging themselves, they stop tracking progress, they stop expecting strength. The body follows expectation. That's what it is. Men who retain strength later in life tend to keep a quiet standard for themselves. They don't compare to their 25-year-old selves. They compare to what they should reasonably be able to do now. That mindset alone changes behavior, which changes outcomes. What actually works? This is a practical summary. If you want to slow or reverse strength loss after 50, focus on these fundamentals. Apply resistance 2 to 4 times per week. Prioritize protein at every meal. Maintain a healthy body composition. Sleep consistently. Keep equipment simple and accessible. You don't need perfection. You need repetition. That's why I keep basic tools at home. Resistance bands, adjustable dumbbells, a roller, a simple food scale to keep my nutrition honest. They remove friction and make consistency easier. If you're curious, I've listed everything in the description. So here's the bigger picture. Strength is not about looking impressive. It's about preserving options. Strength lets you travel without fear. Strength lets you age without dependence. Strength lets you stay useful, capable, and confident. Losing strength fast after 50 is common, but it is not inevitable. Your body will respond to what you consistently demand of it. But let me pause here for a second and really drive this home, because this is the part most men miss. If you're over 50 and you feel weaker than you used to, it's not because your body suddenly turned against you. It's because your body is responding exactly the way it was designed to respond to what you've been doing, or more accurately, what you've stopped doing. Muscle doesn't disappear because of age. It disappears because it's no longer being asked to do its job. Your body is incredibly efficient. If you stop lifting, stop pushing, stop pulling, stop challenging yourself, your body says, we don't need this anymore, and it relocates resources elsewhere. That's not decline, that's adaptation. And here's the dangerous part. Once men accept the story that weakness is normal aging, they stop fighting back. They move less. They sit more. They eat for comfort instead of fuel. And then the decline accelerates. But the moment you reverse that signal, the moment you start loading the muscles again, prioritizing protein, walking daily, and challenging your grip, legs, and core, the body responds. Even in your 60s, even in your 70s. That's why I always say strength after 50 isn't about chasing youth. It's about preserving independence. Getting off the floor, carrying groceries, traveling, living on your terms, playing with the grandkids. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about refusing to shrink. If this was helpful, take a moment to like the video. It helps more than you think. Subscribe if you care about staying strong and independent as you age, and I'll see you on the next one.